In today's day and age, when everybody gets 140 emails a day and spends a quarter of their time just managing their inbox, people are currently in a state of sensory deprivation. Everything is on their phone, so they can't feel anything. All they can do is look at things. Handwritten notes, on the other hand, you feel, you hold, you can flip over with AI-generated emails and everything else. Handwritten notes really stand out, but you have to sit down and write them. I hope it's not a completely dying art, because then we'll be out of business. I am David Wachs, the CEO and founder of Handwrytten. So Handwrytten started 10 years ago, basically to make sending handwritten notes as easy or easier than sending an email. And the whole idea was to automate that. And now we have 175 robots that we build here in Tempe, Arizona, that write out your notes at scale, and we do over 20,000 notes a day. I believe in total we have 7 patents, 2 are granted and 5 are still in the application pending state. As far as what type of work Handwrytten does, I would say by and large it's thank you notes. We are a company kind of devoted to gratitude. 80% of the notes we send out are just simply saying thank you so much, here's a gift to Starbucks. Thank you so much, here's a Home Depot gift card. And these handwritten notes, because of the nostalgia aspect, the thoughtfulness, the uniqueness, whatever it might be, they're opened, they're read, and they're kept. We see, compared to print pieces, traditional print, like laser print pieces, we see a 27 times greater response rate. Our focus is really on nonprofits, automotive dealerships, and e-commerce brands, and companies across the gamut, whether they're individual realtors, mortgage brokers. Really, the sky's the limit, because I think everybody's looking for ways to connect in a more authentic way, and sending an old-fashioned handwritten note's really a good way to do it. And when they can't scale and send 5 or 10,000 handwritten notes, then they call us and we help them with that. Chris.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
Can I give you the big tour?
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
All right.
Looks quite a bit different.
It does. We've grown. We now have 2 presses, as well as the machinery that you helped finance here. I met Chris Sarver with NBAZ when I was looking for a SBA loan to grow my business. Later, when we were looking to finance a large piece of equipment, a big envelope stuffing machine, I went to Chris and was able to set up that financing in a couple of weeks, and it was very straightforward. So now we have 2 printing presses along with 2 cutting machines, and then here is the sorter stuffer that you guys financed from Germany that we're still kind of finalizing how we're using, but believe it or not, and I don't say this lightly, it's going to revolutionize our business.
It's quite a bit bigger than I imagined it.
It's quite a bit bigger. It's bigger than we all imagined. Machines like this are in Shutterfly and very, very large print houses. We got to play with the big boys, so that's what we have.
Fair enough.
But this also will reduce our costs, reduce our risk, improve our throughput time, and that's all due
efficiency.
Exactly. That's all due to you guys.
It's awesome. So I bank a lot of different types of businesses. I love to meet manufacturers and businesses that are, kind of operating. And that's one of the allures of his business. You can actually see the robots working.
Here is one of our newer designs. This one actually we're always changing things here. This one has an older paper feed, which I can show you the new one that we're working on now. But this has a camera over it, is actually doing quality assurance to ensure that what is written is correct. And then we send it over to the stuffer that will ensure right note, right envelope.
So in like this note, for instance, is this his custom? Is this one of your guys' font, or is that their custom writing?
So yeah, there's in this is our client's own handwriting. You can see the line spacing. We worked on that to ensure that it's not perfect. We vary the left margin, and then we randomize the characters and warp it ever so slightly. There's a lot of work that's involved to ensure that it doesn't look.
Sure, well, it's amazing. You can see switches to all caps. Yeah, I think the thing that I thought was really impressive is he took a very basic idea of writing a thank you note, and it became a very complex issue. And so it's really cool to watch. Take something as simple as a thank you note and see it balloon into a room full of robots.
Actually, handling paper is a bigger issue for us than actually writing now. But Michael, this is Chris. I don't know if you've met Chris with National Bank of Arizona.
Yeah, I think we've met before.
Yeah, I think so. And I have a working machine to show you maybe later.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that'd be great.
So this is our new paper feed, the one that should be able to feed 500? I'm unclear of the
at least.
The most challenging part of this business has been building the robots and getting those to operate at scale. And then it's continually been re-engineering the company as we grow and as our volumes grow. Our robots are now kind of fully capable of handling the entire process end to end. So I like to say we're engineering a business, not engineering a product or the robot. And this is our laser cutter and our 3D printers. So originally the robot was all metal, and then we brought it in-house and we made it 3D printed because there was huge cost savings and time savings, as well as the ability to iterate on the design. So now if we want to experiment or design a new paper feed, we can print one or grow one, and then we have the piece right there. I'm very proud of this. This is what gets my ego going here. Even our circuit board in our robot has our little handle.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Like we do.
You build it all.
We do it all here.
Well, it's amazing that you take something as simple as a thank you note.
Yep.
And it requires all of this engineering.
Yeah.
But it's all about, speed and accuracy.
It's very different when we did 1,000 notes or 10,000. But now that we're doing 20,000 pieces a day, it's a whole nother can of worms. Like this, little things, like this roller. We have this custom made for us actually out of Mesa. There's a polyurethane wheel company. Who knew? Out of Mesa.
What about the pens?
It's a Pilot G2 ballpoint pen.
Oh, yeah.
We used so many Pilot G2 ballpoint pens, they became aware of us. And we did a Christmas campaign where we had letters from Santa going out. We did 5,000 letters from Santa, and it was a co-marketing campaign between us and Pilot. We are proud to employ 45 people currently, and what makes me so proud is we've been able to take people and based solely on their merit, lift them up into a role that's appropriate for them. We're also very proud, or I'm personally proud, to offer people safe, well-paying jobs in a clean, happy environment where they feel valued. So let me introduce you to Blair.
Okay, great.
Blair, this is Chris.
Hi,
with
nice to
National
meet you.
Bank of Arizona. Blair has been with Handwrytten for 3.5 years.
Correct.
In 3.5 years, she's gone from being a machine operator to running the largest division in Handwrytten. She has done a tremendous job of transforming from an operator to a leader. I believe it was year 1. We had that big Christmas rush, and I came into the office late at night to find her, and her words to her team were, "We got this." And that just says the world. She is just a positive force to reckon with, and we're really lucky to have Blair on the team.
So working with David has been very different. He's hands-on and he's also hands-off. He's very invested within the company. And I think for us as a management team, all the heads of departments, we're able to collaborate very well. Working here at a small business is definitely more tight-knit. It's a first for me. I feel more family-oriented here as a small business. I feel more valued here. I feel like my opinion matters a little bit more. It's nice to know some of my ideas within the company or helping benefit the company.
What I've learned from running companies in the past versus running Handwrytten now, I would say the number one is developing your employees, and the biggest surprise also was learning how to manage people and seeing how you could take a yoga teacher and turn them into the world's greatest account manager. That was a really special thing at the last company.
How many folks do you have doing robots now?
Building robots,
Yeah.
we probably have 5 or 6. It's not about building more robots, it's about making the robots more efficient, more reliable, more hands-off.
Prior to meeting David, you would think something like handwritten notes are antiquated, but seeing how he's taken something that's now antiquated and made it relevant again with technology is probably one of the coolest things about Handwrytten. Initially, we met to help him kind of find a new space, grow and expand. And in the process, he had an issue with his existing bank, and they actually froze his funds with payroll coming due, these kind of things.
And I immediately called Chris, he immediately answered, and within a day, I was able to transfer all funds from the other bank to National Bank of Arizona.
We got his whole relationship transitioned over very quickly. The reason that it didn't work at the other bank is because he didn't have a banker. He didn't have somebody, when this freeze happened, it was kind of a fraud prevention thing. However, he couldn't get in touch with anybody.
People often say you need to work with a bank that knows who you are, and I thought it was a bunch of hokum. I didn't believe that was really a thing. And now that I've experienced it, I would recommend to all entrepreneurs, they have to work with a local bank where they know their banker.
The reason I think he felt comfortable and it's been a good relationship is he has my cell phone number. He has a contact. He knows, hey, if I have an issue, I can get with Chris right now, and he'll put a team together to get it solved. So I'm there. I'm a resource for them. I should be one of the tools in his tool belt.
As Handwrytten grows, the next phase of our growth would be across the United States, opening up multiple offices in the Midwest and the East, as well as potentially international. We're looking at that probably in the next 2 years, and I hope to have National Bank of Arizona there to assist us with those growth plans.
There are specific verticals and markets that really could utilize his service. That's his ultimate goal, is to grow into those verticals that make sense for the product that he creates.
I have 2 pieces of advice for any aspiring entrepreneur. Number 1 is always get in over your head. And I wish I could take credit for this, but I heard this Conan O'Brien, and I'm dating myself a little bit. That was over 20 years ago, and it's still the advice I think about all the time. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable, in that you're never going to grow. You're never going to achieve things that are impossible if you're constantly in your comfort zone. The second would be, there's no better day to start a business than today, because as we all get older, we end up with more responsibilities, whether that's kids or aging parents or a lifestyle that you want to be able to maintain. And oftentimes when you start a business, you take a step back in the lifestyle department and the income department. So I would say start a business as soon as you can, get out there and do it.